Here we go. No tires were harmed in the making of this video. This thing rides out nice when the tires are warm. I should do that every time I leave the shop. Hey everybody, welcome back to the VMP Performance channel. I'm Justin, president of VMP. I'm cruising around in our 2018 Mustang GT right now. Just picking up a protein shake from our favorite place in town, The Zone. If you come here for a vacation package, make sure you check them out. This 2018 GT is supercharged. It's a big part of what we do at VMP, and I just want to tell you more about it. I know a lot of you are new to supercharging, and this car and this setup is really our best way to get into the supercharged game. So let me tell you a little more about that. This car's a Gen 3 Coyote, and it has our Loki Level 1 supercharger system. It's something we co-developed with Magnuson a couple of years back. So this supercharger system, it comes with everything you need to get a supercharger on your car. And I heard from someone recently, well, don't I have to do X, Y, and Z before I supercharge? No, you don't. You can just put a supercharger on your stock vehicle. This particular Loki system is 50 state legal, and you can go have fun. But before we go have fun, let me get into a few more details. Our Loki system is a new supercharger head unit, cooling, fueling, everything you would need, because the Coyotes are naturally aspirated to begin with, and that necessitates that we replace the intake manifold with an integrated supercharging and charge cooling system, aka intercoolers, a new air intake. In this case, we connect up to the stock gearbox with the stock throttle body, and a low temp radiator system, so reservoir, pump, and heat exchanger that goes out of the grill. We also put some little doodads in there to make it all work correctly, such as 56-pound in fuel injectors, a fuel pump voltage booster, which is plug and play in the back seat, and then a tune from VMP to tie it all together. You know, I mentioned earlier that people are worried about, well, I've got to do all these things to my car to get it ready for supercharging. And essentially, we do that for you. Anything more that you want to do certainly can help with performance and durability, but it is not required. Yeah, so they've got good exhaust flow from the factory, really a pretty stout drivetrain. These things are just begging for supercharging and more everyday driving fun. So I want to talk with you a little bit about that. What can you expect from your car when you supercharge it? Well, when you're just cruising around, driving normal, it's the same old car. This particular car right now, if I flip through the dash, is getting about 21.5 miles per gallon with city driving. I actually drove this car all the way from New York City to Florida a couple weeks ago, and I got 26.5 to 25.5. It did drop about a mile per hour when I started driving 80 mile an hour plus. But everything about supercharging just takes the base vehicle and just makes it so much better. When you do want more power, or you need more power to pass or accelerate out of that stoplight, you're going to floor it, and that is when the supercharger system is going to kick in. When it's not floored, it's in bypass and it's behaving normally. I've heard kind of like the misconception that, well, you're in boost all the time. That's just not how modern supercharging works. The tune that we provide, the bypass valve, the throttle body, they all work in concert to make the car very smooth and drivable and just give you more horsepower when you floor it. The best thing about a positive displacement supercharger system like the VMP is that it is instant. As soon as you floor it, that throttle opens, that bypass valve closes, and the power is there. The boost is a consistent 9 to 10 pounds throughout the entire curve. So no waiting for for the system to build boost like a turbo or a centrifugal type power adder. That is just, yeah, that is the beauty of positive displacement supercharging, and that is why it's the only type of supercharging used from the factory by the big threes, such as the Hellcat, the new Shelby GT500, the ZL1. They all use positive displacement style supercharger systems, and 2 of those exclusively use Eaton TVS rotors, just like our VMP system. So, and that's another important factor, is that everything here is designed for OEM reliability and quality with a performance mindset. And that is why I want to take this car to the dyno and show you what Loki does. And Loki is our level 1 supercharger system for Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3 Coyote. I want to show you what Loki does in both the as delivered form, and then we might throw a little couple spicy mods at it and watch that horsepower number rise. So without any further ado, let's pull into the shop and pull onto the dyno. We got dyno. You're going to see some ABS lights on the dash because traction control is disconnected to dyno car. For those of you that skipped ahead to the dyno session, this is VMP's 2018 Mustang GT automatic with the Loki Level 1 supercharger system. We are fresh off the street and we are dynoing it. When you dyno, you're always going to do it. You do a dyno in a specific gear. That way it measures the power through the whole RPM range, not across multiple gears, but just one gear. Just for your dyno newbies here. So always data log your car when you dyno it. The dyno is an incredible diagnostic tool, and so is a data log. When they both work together, amazing things can be achieved. Okay, we're already in 6th gear. I'm in sport mode, so that's really nice about the A10 is I'm actually held in 6th gear. All my parameters have normalized. I'm closed loop. Like I was saying, this car is hot off the street. So my coolant temp is already in the 190s. My air temp is actually going to drop when I go walk because it's going to suck in fresh air instead of recirculating in bypass. Here we go. Okay, so we just got our first dyno pull, hot off the street. This car made 611 rear wheel horsepower, 510 rear wheel torque. The Loki Level 1 kit is a very low boost kit. It makes just about 9 PSI on average throughout the curve. This is like super mild, and you know, for some people that's a good thing. This is going to be super easy on your Gen 3 Coyote. The engine, the drivetrain, everything about this is just enough of the good stuff of boost. However, everything is upgradable, and Loki has a lot of room to grow. So we're going to go play around with some smaller pulleys and air filters and stuff and see what it does. We just swapped in a higher flowing filter and we're going to run it again. 2,000 RPMs in 6th gear has been our starting point. Floor it. Go, baby, go. Okay. And that little change rewarded us with a big increase in horsepower. So just opening up the air filter and the smaller pulley, it made 667 rear wheel horsepower. And this is just an off-the-shelf K&N, and it's one we had laying around the shop. It's not exactly perfectly clean, but just goes to show the potential of this supercharger system when you let it breathe a little bit. All right, off camera, we had to do a couple different things, dicking around with belts and air filters. So I'm gonna run it, see what it does, and then summarize everything for you guys. All right, come gather around, guys, gather around. So Luke's up here with his lucky zip tie. JD's up here with his beard. Okay, all right, so, oh, the freaking beeping, okay. You be over yourself? Okay, I got the guys here to do a quick summary. So, we've been fighting with a couple things. We thought our air filter was like plugged or too dirty or something like that, so we took it out. And we got a little bit better result, but like it didn't totally track. So then we said, you know what, we've been pulling down, but let's go ahead and change to a smaller belt. So that is what made the difference. I'm looking at a data log here. The tune is still clean. It's got fuel, it's got spark, and the run was awesome. Made 684 rear wheel horsepower, 574 rear wheel torque. So we actually knocked the dirt out of the air filter. A new one or a clean one would create the same results. We have a smaller belt, and we are leaning on things, so we do have a shot of boosting. The pulley is a 3.1, but you can go smaller on the pulley with a Loki. It's not going to pick up boost as quickly as the level 2 Odin kit would. We're still only making about 12 pounds of boost. It's nice and smooth, flat. We're going to put all these graphs up here for you. Essentially, we have taken the base Loki kit and we have done some really basic modifications. We're still on the same tune because we set our tunes up to adapt and adjust, and we've just pulleyed it down, changed the corresponding belt size to match that smaller pulley, and given it a little more airflow in terms of a high flow filter, and this thing's rocking out. We've picked up 73 rear wheel horsepower and something like 50, actually 60 rear wheel torque. That is a really nice improvement, but this is what is possible with the Loki Supercharger kit. And I'm gonna take this thing out and drive it around, and I can guarantee you it's still gonna run as great as it did on the drive here to the dyno. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I'll see everybody next time.